The first standalone ICC Women's World T20 is set to take place from the 9th to the 24th of November across 3 stadiums in the Caribbean. 10 teams will participate in the showpiece event in 2 groups of 5. Group A will consist of the West Indies, England, Sri Lanka, South Africa and Bangladesh, while Group B will feature Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan, India and Ireland. Defending champions West Indies will come into the tournament with a little bit of apprehension, having only played 8 completed matches during the year. Despite this, playing at home would mean that they do possess a slight advantage over the other teams, particularly with some big hitters in their lineup. Reigning world champions in the 50-over format, England are one of the favourites to top Group A. The potential loss of all-rounder Catherine Brunt could prove disastrous, but with the likes of Danny Wyatt, Nat Siver and Heather Knight featuring in their top order, England are sure to be a force to reckon with. With little to boast of in terms of positive results in the past year, Sri Lanka will come into the tournament wanting to prove their doubters wrong. The team depends heavily on skipper Chamariathapathu, but if they are to spring a few surprises, those surrounding her will need to make some useful contributions. South Africa have had perhaps the best preparation for the tournament of the visiting sides, having played a 5-match T20 series against the host West Indies in late September. Having consistently punched above their weight in recent times, the ladies in green could be one of the dark horses to go all the way in the tournament. Bangladesh's fortunes were going from bad to worse earlier this year before an unbelievable turnaround saw them beat both India and Pakistan on their way to a first Asia Cup title. They will fancy their chances of causing a few upsets in the tournament, particularly with the pitchers expected to assist the spinners. Three-time World T20 champions, Australia are perhaps the only out-and-out favourites to win the title in the Caribbean. Having reached the finals last time only to be thwarted by a young Windies team, the Aussies will be desperate to win back the world title. With a team that features stars like Ellis Perry and Meg Lanning, it would not be smart to write them off. New Zealand have been one of the most consistent teams in the women's cricket arena over the years. However, their form coming into the tournament will be worrying as they faced a 3-0 thrashing against Australia in their most recent outing. Despite having a very talented squad at hand, one would think their fortunes depend a lot on the big 3: Sophie Devine, Susie Bates and skipper Amy Satterthwaite. A seemingly easy opponent at the previous editions of the event, Pakistan have been steadily improving over the last couple of years. Coming in with a relatively inexperienced squad, Javeria Khan's Pakistan have a tough task at hand, but if their performance in the practice games are anything to go by, they could prove to be a stumbling block for a few of the more fancy teams. On paper, India looked to be a real threat. However, their performance in the Asia Cup, where they lost twice to eventual champions Bangladesh, would perhaps serve as a deterrent to overconfidence. With exciting youngsters like Smriti Mandhana and Jemima Rodriguez in their lineup and a decent spin attack at hand, expect at least a semi-final finish for the Indians. Ireland secured their place in the tournament after finishing as runners-up at the World T20 qualifiers in Zimbabwe earlier this year. Beating Sri Lanka quite comfortably in the final warm-up game, the Irish showed that they are not there merely to make up the numbers and would look to cause a few upsets to shake up Group B. The women's game has been gaining momentum over the years, and with the 2018 edition of the Women's World T20 set to have an unprecedented level of publicity, expect the ladies to put on a show on the islands of the Caribbean.